and take a seat. Yes, I'm Jazzy. It's so good to meet you. Yeah. You are my 2:30 interview, right? Okay, great. Sorry, I was just finishing something up here. It is so good to meet you, though. Welcome to the office. I'm assuming one of the girls at the front got you checked in and situated. Okay, great. Hopefully you weren't waiting too long. Remind me your name. Awesome, great. Well, it is so good to meet you. I'm very excited to have you here for this interview. We looked over your resume. You obviously qualify. You actually seem a bit overqualified. Is there a reason that you're choosing to start with this position as opposed to another? Oh, okay. So you applied for a few. Okay, let's see if I can find that in here. Yeah, well, you know, if you're overqualified and there's another position that you're more interested in, we're super happy to look into that, assuming everything goes well. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start. Are you ready? Okay, great. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself first. Okay, I love that. Yeah, that's great. Okay. And how long ago was that? Okay. And where were you before? I think it actually might be here. Oh, yeah. And what's your reason for leaving that job, if you don't mind me asking? Of course. Very valid. Oh no, you don't need to further explain. We just like to get a good understanding. But if we did want to call for a reference, that would be okay, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay, great. So, I guess why are you interested in working for this company? Obviously, we know we're fantastic. We obviously have a ton of benefits. We have health and dental benefits when you're full-time and on salary. We do also offer competitive salary compared to other fields, and compared to other workplaces. We do believe in having a flexible work schedule. We do paid time off, and it'll roll over into the next year. We do not just get rid of it. We really care about our employees' mental health here. So we just, as a millennial, and realizing that we're in the future of millennial and Gen Z, we really like to prioritize our employees' needs and necessities. So in a sense, while it is a professional working environment, we do also want to be friends. We want you to feel appreciated in the workplace. It's really, really important to us, which is why we have such a low employee turnover rate. We like to keep a lot of our employees here, and we like to keep them happy. Okay, sorry, go ahead. That's just a little bit about why we think people should love to be here. Okay, good. Yeah. I love that answer. I'm just going to be taking notes occasionally. We're seeing a lot of people, and we don't want everyone to blend in with everyone else. So really important for me to just keep notes here. Okay, so did you finish college? Tell me a little bit about your education. It's not a necessity here. We strongly see college becoming less prominent in the years to come, especially when it comes to gigs like this. You know, we're not engineers, we're not scientists, so just give me a little bit of background. Yeah, okay, what year? Okay. Yep, and that was in... Right. Okay, great, lovely. Okay, any plans for future education? Okay. Yeah, so we do offer a college funding. It is something you have to apply for. We can't just give it to every employee, but we like to pick 5. And it has a lot to do with, obviously, how your goals and your education align with the workplace. Right. Yeah, you understand. Good. Okay, cool. Well, if that's something that you would want to talk about down the line, we are always open to that, okay? So why have you chosen this field in particular? Did it call to you? Was it just sort of on a whim? Okay. I see. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. It's not far off for me. I would actually say it was very similar the way that I also got started in this field. I think deeply passionate people care about seeing others thrive, and I don't know if there's really any other way to end up in this field. It's a very selfless job, right? So I love to hear that. Yeah. Okay, can you do me a favor and describe your best boss and then describe your worst boss? And if you can, just try to summarize it in a couple of sentences. I think it's important to understand areas where we can improve, or maybe things that we should look out for that maybe we are doing or we're not currently doing, both for the best boss and the worst boss. It's always a learning experience for everyone. Okay, that's really cool. Do you know what made them think to start doing that, the best boss? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. No, I've never heard of that before. And then the worst boss. I don't even think I need to write anything down for that. I've heard that a lot of times, so that is very understandable. Well, I guess when it comes to your work, what interests you the most? Like, what gets you the most excited and riled up, and what is something that you're not as interested and passionate about? Right. Of course, yeah. Nothing interests you the least? Come on, there's gotta be something. There we go. Okay. No, that's fair. Look, what we're seeking is honesty, right? So we're not going to dock you any points for that. It seems and it feels like a trick question, but I assure you nothing in here is a trick question. We're really just trying to understand you. And you should be trying to understand us too. Yep. All right, let's see. I have a list here of questions. Can you give me an example of a problem that you solved in the past? Okay. Yes, you are setting the scene for me. Okay. Oh. Okay, yeah. And so your solution was... That's good. Right. Okay. My question to that is, what would have happened if they didn't respond in that manner? What would have been your response in that situation? Because we can't always expect it to be that type of solution. I'm sure you weren't knowing what to expect in that moment, right? Oh, very quick on your feet and witty. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, this is a great question. Yeah, no, we will have situations very similar to that come up in the office. It's not very common, but we've definitely had situations like that in the past, and I think it is really important to be quick on your feet and have a tactical response ready. Right, just because in those situations you have to be quick, right? We don't have a lot of time to sit and lollygag. We have to be solution oriented and quick, and making it a fair experience for both parties. So that's great. So if we were to hire you, what ideas or maybe talents do you think that you would be able to bring to our company, or just to your position in general? Yeah. Okay. And how long have you been working at that? Okay. Good. That's funny. Okay. Was that sort of what you were known for at your prior job? That's your thing? That's your shtick? Okay. No, I love that. I love that. Okay, this is a bit more of a serious question. I would like you to take a moment, and there's no rush. You can have a little bit of time to think about this, but I want you to think about something that you consider a failure in your life, and I'd like for you to tell me why you think it happened, or why you considered that to be a failing moment. Yeah, take a moment to think about it. I'm just gonna add some notes in here, okay? Whenever you're ready, just let me know. You got it? Okay, let's hear it. Right. And what part of that felt like the failure? Right. Yeah, no, I can absolutely sympathize and in my own way try to understand how that would impact you and make you feel that way. Yeah. And why was it that and out of everything was what made you feel like a failure? Sure, yeah, absolutely. Do you mind if I take a note? I'll keep it very simple. Yeah, of course. I mean, wow, I absolutely appreciate your vulnerability in that. That I'm sure is not an easy thing to talk about, but rest assured that is so appreciated and definitely will be taken care of. Yeah, that is a very private moment, and I really appreciate you choosing to share that, because I know that can't be easy to talk about. Yeah, of course. No, thank you. Thank you. Well, I hope that situation has brought you some peace now that it has been resolved, and you know deep down that was not a failing moment. Yeah. Okay. Let's try and find something a bit more upbeat, huh? Well, I guess this is a positive twist. What have you done to develop or change in the past few years? Exactly, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. And what a positive twist to the last question, right? Oh my Wow, you should be so proud. You should be very proud of yourself, yes. Oh, that's huge. Absolutely, both professionally and personally, right? I identify with that, absolutely. Let's see, do I have anything else that I want to ask you? I guess my final question, and then I'll let you have any questions, or you'll have an opportunity to ask me any questions, would be if you could give me an example where you showed leadership or initiative. Yeah, well, just in case we do end up considering you for another position that would be more of a leadership role, I want to know how you've contributed to such a topic in the past. Okay. Right. And so your idea was to do that. Okay. And how did that end up affecting the project overall? Spin it up. So you reached the deadline 2 weeks prior. Would you say that the work was polished and like pristine, or do you feel like the end was a bit chaotic or rushed? Right. Because you gave you and the team adequate time. You're giving me ideas. Yeah. So, was that a common thing? Really? Interesting. Had to be a bummer for that employer to lose you, huh? Yeah, no, that's great. Wow, you have been such a delight to interview. But before we wrap this up, I'm curious if you have any questions for me. Sure, average day at the job. Well, it's really going to depend on the position, but let's go ahead and respond for this one. We like people to be in the office by 9 a.m. We do have a 30-minute flex period or grace period. That doesn't mean to show up at 9:30 every single day, but it does mean that if for some reason there's traffic, you slept through an alarm, things like that, we offer grace. But we do have people in the past that have tried to take advantage of that, so we really ask you not to. If it starts happening every day, it will be a conversation. So there's a grace period. We usually like to have a powwow meeting around 10:30, and that's for all of us to check in and kind of understand where we're at for our goals for the day, and kind of set 2 goals that we want to prioritize and make sure that we tick off. Yep. We do lunch at 1, and that is an hour lunch. And then you are, of course, you can leave, be wherever you want as long as you're back by 2. And your workday can end at 4 o'clock, but we find that since we've given people the option to leave early, people actually prefer to stay longer and finish up their work, because we are based off of, if your project is complete, you can go home for the day. We don't like to keep people working all day long if there's nothing to do, because 1, it's just not productive, 2, it's not effective, and 3, what about that motivates you, right? To be on the clock. When you're at work, you want to be working, and we want to make it a fun environment. We have plenty of different rooms around the facility to either get like a 30-minute sweat in. We have a cryotherapy room. We have a little cafe on site. We have plenty of different mental stimulation that you can check into for 20-30 minutes a day, just to kind of get you re-inspired. It's really important. So yeah, you'll find that it's quite lenient. Anything else? evaluations. Evaluations are done every quarter. And they're not just evaluations for us, it's a time for you to check in with us and share anything that you feel like you've been needing, or something that you feel we are lacking in, something that you feel you've been appreciating. It's a wonderful time to talk about salary, future goals, where you want to go with the company, kind of how you're feeling overall. And it's also a time for us to obviously evaluate your work and appraise you and praise you, and also mention some areas that we can hope to see some improvement in. Yes, yeah, I would be your supervisor. That's correct. Yeah, I am a pretty good one. I will say that. Okay. Any other questions? We will be making our final decision, I believe. Let's see, today is... Yeah, well, you should get a phone call by the 17th. That's whether you do or do not get the position. We don't like to just keep people waiting forever, so by the 17th you will absolutely have a response. Okay? Of course, anything else before we wrap up? Good? Okay, great. Well, look, it was such a pleasure getting to sit down and talk with you and get to know you, and really getting a good idea if you align. I personally think you're fantastic. Unfortunately, the final decision is not in my hands. It will be my higher up. But I'm absolutely going to stress, I think you're overqualified. I think that you might be better in a different department. But it would be such a privilege to have you working under me and helping be a stepping stone to get you into the next place. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you. Okay. Yep, you're just gonna, same way you came in. Exactly. All right, thank you so much.